Hey. This is Lisa A., and you're listening to Who's That Star on LCC Connect at Lansing Community College. Who's That Star is a behind-the-scenes show where I sit down and talk with the employees at the college. This is an inside look at LCC where you will have a chance to learn about their passions, projects, what inspires them both at work and in their personal lives. I'm your host, Lisa Alexander. I'm so excited to get a chance to talk to all the people who make LCC great. This show is for you to get to know the people that work at Lansing Community College a little bit more and see what makes them tick. Are you ready? Okay, let's go see who's today's star. Today on Who's That Star, we are interviewing someone new to me. I had the opportunity to ask this guest to be on the podcast because he was promoting an event about his area. This star began his career at LCC in 2012, starting as a writing assistant in the Writing Center. He then moved to the Learning Commons a short time later as a part-time admin, and now is a full-time staff as a customer relations specialist in the Learning Commons. He is also a local poet and has had several of his works published in the City Pulse and other online publications. All right, everybody, are you ready to learn who's today's star? Today's star is Cruz Villareal. Thank you for coming on Who's That Star.
Thank you for the cheers and the applause. Oh, wow.
Yeah, we're glad to have you here.
I guess.
So let's get started. Tell us a little bit about who you are right now and what's important to you in your life.
Right now, I'm 71 years old, okay? Mm-hmm. I've had several careers, and so what's important to me in my life, in this stage of life, is family relationships, right? Making sure that more people are fond of me, when they'll be saying nice things when I pass.
There you go.
So I want to hear them now. be reassured what they'll be later.
Yeah.
Right. So I need that.
Get a preview.
I need that self-assurance. Right. So
I hear you.
Those things are very important. Relationships, being nice to people, building that friendship thing.
All right. Well, can you tell me about your work at LCC and what are your roles here?
Well, first I want to give a shout out to all my union brothers and sisters.
Okay.
I'm pro-union, always have been.
All right.
Yeah, and so I think it's a wonderful thing. So I want to shout out to all my union brothers and sisters. What I do in the Learning Commons is a customer relations specialist. And what we do is we strive to make the experience for students and tutors a pleasant ride, right? For the students, we try to make sure that they have everything they need as far as access to tutors, supplies, things like that. And every once in a while, if we have some sandwiches, we'll even feed the occasional hungry student.
Right.
And so we're out taking care of them. We care about them. We want their experience here at LCC to be good. We reassure them that LCC wants them to succeed. Everyone in our space wants them to succeed. Mm-hmm. So all the tutors and employees that are in our area, I'm sure like much of the campus, reflects that attitude of wanting students to succeed.
So is the Learning Commons tutoring, or is tutoring an umbrella under the Learning Commons?
No, tutoring. Learning Commons is tutoring.
Okay.
So that's what we do. A part of tutoring would be working with different classes, different instructors, and doing exam prep parties, which the chem area does a very good job of, the math area, the biology area. So it's a really impressive coordination that you see going on. We have excellent admin who really monitor that and try to go out and cultivate relationships between our tutors and our lead tutors and instructors. Again, all for the goal of making learning productive to any student that enters our space.
All right, great. How did you get started at LCC?
Well, at LCC, I decided at 58, I decided I wanted to go to college. Mm. As a young man, couldn't afford it, and my parents never went to school, so I didn't have that foundation right where they went to school, so they knew how to teach me to go to school. Mm-hmm. And in those days, you could actually go earn a living in some sort of trade or labor
Right.
without college. So nowadays you can't.
Yeah.
It's can't. But as I began to slow down in my insurance business, semi-retiring, I still sell insurance, but the staff generally takes care of that, frees me up to do what I like to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I went back to school. And, of course, why not LCC? I was sending my kids to LCC, so why not me go?
Right.
So I took some writing courses, and it turned out I was pretty good at it. So the instructor gave my name to the writing center. I applied for a student employee job.
Okay.
Yeah, right. I was used to making these big dollars, right? And I'm being offered $10 an hour, right? And 10 hours a week. But it was fun. The experience was great. I grew a lot, and because I kind of lack diversity in my field and in working out in the private sector. But when you come to college, it's diverse.
Right, exactly.
And so I was thrilled with all these different flavors I was getting all around me, and watching faces light up when I'd share a little jewel with them, and it improved their work, and it was just wonderful. And then it came time to merge the Writing Center with the Learning Commons. Somebody came up with that wonderful idea. So we merged the Writing Center with the Learning Commons for a period of time. And at that point, the exposure was greater. So if you could tutor other things, you were utilized. In the Writing Center, it was just writing. But there, I could tutor Spanish, I could tutor sociology, I could tutor mythology, I could tutor religion. At that time, we could even do a little bit of writing. It was so pleasurable watching students come up to you and smile and ask for your help. I remember once I went to the gym, and I had a student recognize me. I didn't recognize him, but he recognized me. He goes up and thanks me. He says, Mr. Villareal, a lot of the tools you gave me, I use and were very helpful in my career as a student. That's the kind of stuff that geeks you, right?
Right, exactly.
So who cares $10 an hour, 10 hours a week, right? It was the gratification, and that hooks you, right? I get paid a lot more now.
Yeah, but no, I get it.
But it's what keeps you going, right? Just that warm feeling of appreciation for who you are.
Well, I think you answered this question, but I'm going to ask it anyway, because maybe there's some more you want to add on to it. But it was like, what do you like the most about what you do here at LCC?
Oh, my goodness.
And it's definitely, you can show that you love working with the students, for sure.
I love interacting with them. I love kidding around with them. Teaching them with humor, listening to them. Sometimes they got some stories, right? And they don't really want to solve the problem, or I may not be able to solve the problem, but I'll definitely listen and sympathize with you, and maybe give you some direction on who you might want to go talk to next. And so it is really gratifying to see people grow, and it's gratifying to get those little thank you cards at the end of the semester, or just a hi when they see you on the street. It makes you feel good, right? You touched their lives.
Exactly. And that's like this question here, kind of, you are a good person to interview because you kind of go with the flow and you give us your passion. But this question here says, tell me about why you work at LCC. What is it that keeps you coming to work and so passionate about it?
Yeah, I don't get tired of coming to this place. I have wonderful people to work around. People are not dismissive of me, right? Like I said, I'm 71, and I do get to experience ageism out there, right? And people dismiss you or condescend on you, sweetie, and all that, right? I don't mind. It's okay. But they look at you as a child rather than as an intelligent.
Like you're done. We don't need you anymore. Yeah,
you're done, right? I love that.
Yeah,
right. They treat you like you're done, right? I come here. I'm not done.
No.
They don't even care how old I am. All they care is anything I have to share relevant. And it still seems to be relevant, right? The sharing of all my past experiences and knowledge. You do accumulate a lot of stuff over the years, and you'd be surprised how much of that stuff is new
to somebody
else.
Yeah.
It's cool.
It is. No, I definitely understand that. I'm not 71 yet, but I understand the feeling of sometimes this is a young society it seems like, and it seems like you can be dismissed, but it's also a good place here where someone values your opinion and what you have to say, and then they can get something from it. And you having 71 years of life and have worked in different careers, you have something to offer them, and so that's a good thing.
Oh yeah, you are not dismissed,
Right.
in this environment. The kind of people they hire, how they hire, and they always seem to filter out the right kind of person, and it fits the job. They
Right,
just do
yeah.
a really good job, because I've just had a wonderful experience with all the people I worked with. I love seeing them the next day.
Yeah, but Cruz, I think just from talking to you, and you have your past experiences, you understand what a gift this is to be able to work in this kind of environment. And I feel like you've sold insurance, you've done things where you've made money, but you can see your impact now. And you enjoy that. And you can see it on your face. I wish I could see his face, because he really enjoys what he does, and the opportunity to work with the students and the people that he works with. So I think that's great. I'm glad that we have people like you here.
Well, there's a lot of them.
Yes. So what is life like for you outside of working at Lansing Community College?
Well, throughout my life, I've been a lot of places. I've traveled a lot of places, done a lot of things. Mm-hmm. So the wife and I are really more homebodies now.
Okay.
I do enjoy sitting on my couch, binging TV, right? Just chilling, right?
Right.
At a certain time of the night when my wife goes to bed, I get to just binge
And watch what
right?
you
and
want.
Watch what I want to watch, as long as I got the earphones in and the Bluetooth connected to the TV, so she don't have to hear it. So till the battery runs out on my headphones. But it's cool, and so we chill a lot. So I get to enjoy my wife's cooking. I'm rather pampered and spoiled.
Okay. At least you acknowledge
my
it.
wife is old school. I was old school. So, my wife even dresses me. Okay. She lays my clothes out. She doesn't want me to embarrass her.
Okay.
She said, no, you ain't going out looking like that. Nobody, no. So this is what I wear.
Right.
This is what I eat, and this is what I do. And then just don't touch the kitchen. Do all the puttering you want outside. Take out the trash, mow the lawn, paint the house, anything, right?
But just stay out of her
the
space.
kitchen. I do not give input in cooking.
Okay. What are your hobbies, and how did you get into them?
Golf. I do golf. That came with the profession when I became an insurance man.
You gotta play golf.
Everybody golfs.
Okay.
Right. So I still suck at it. Later on, I joined a league, the Cristo Rey League, and a bunch of Latinos. We do let others in, but it's primarily Latinos.
Okay.
So we all have something in common. We all have war stories from our migrant days and things like that. So we're all, we're all about the same age, so we hit just as bad. And so I get my practice golfing with the league. And when I'm not golfing, I'm gardening.
Okay.
Yeah, I partner with another gentleman, and we have a nice big garden, and we're constantly searching for things to make gardening easier. Like, we use irrigation.
Okay.
We don't like to water plants.
Right.
So, we researched the right system, laid it in there, because it's a 25 by 100 foot garden.
Okay.
That's a big garden.
It is.
Right? So, we irrigate, and we don't like to weed. So we lay landscape fabric throughout the garden, burn little holes in, put our plants in. And,
Y'all pros, huh?
Oh, you get a certain point in your life with bending over for pulling, it just don't cut it.
You say, make it work smarter.
No,
huh?
yes, work smarter. We even put a timer on the water, so we don't even got to turn the water on. We just come out and once a week take a look at things, and pretty soon the work will start. Tying our tomatoes, making them grow nice and tall, and keeping an eye on things.
What do you do with all that food?
We eat it. We give it away to friends, family, and we put it out on the road for people.
If you have excess.
People that have the excess. But I'm big on tomatoes and jalapenos.
Okay.
All right. So I'm a big guy for poppers.
Oh.
So, I grow a lot of jalapenos, and what I don't turn into salsa, I turn into jalapeno poppers, and I freeze them, And then I've got a group of buddies that we play cribbage on Friday afternoons for from 1 to 4. That's our time slot.
Okay.
And so we pretty much eat poppers every Friday, right? Because we got so many of them.
You supply the poppers.
I supply the poppers. His wife is kind enough to stuff them and wrap them in bacon.
Oh wow!
Yeah, especially the bacon. Okay, you need those fats. Okay,
I do think so. I think I'm gonna have to try to see if I can catch you at like 2, maybe like 11:30 on Friday, so I can get some poppers before they're done. Because I like jalapeno.
We'll play 5-handed cribbage. We could probably swing that.
Okay. I'm not good at cribbage. I have no clue about that. Well, you also write poetry, right?
Yeah, I write poetry. I've always written poetry, even as a child. I also have a creative writing degree from LCC.
Okay.
So during those classes, I got to explore and refine my talent.
Okay.
And yeah, I do pretty good. I mean, really.
I guess so. You was in the writing center, and then a teacher recommended you to go and to do that, and I think that's great.
Oh yeah, creative writing. Yeah, poetry, short stories. I'm always geeked when someone asks me for a story or asks me for a poem or asks me to visit a function and share a poem.
Okay.
And yeah, I love it.
Is your poem like theme based, or are they like just based off of what you're feeling at the time, or what's your inspiration? Like, could I say, hey, Cruz, I would like for you to come and speak about homelessness. Could you make up a poem about that, or would it be a specific area?
I actually wrote a poem about homelessness for a play that was featured here.
Oh, okay.
And I have a name. You could probably still find it in our LCC archives. And I opened with a poem that I wrote for the play.
Oh, wow.
And I closed with another poem from another poet. So yeah, I have material about homelessness.
Oh wow!
It it mood strikes me. One day I was driving along and stuck in traffic, and it was raining. I was headed to play golf, right? And even in the rain, and then I saw an older man pushing a cart, homeless, and I'm looking at myself, right, a little guilty, right. What did I do? I didn't stop. I didn't throw the man a bone, right? Give him something, right? $5, anything. I just kept going, right? So I wrote a poem called Shopping Cart, and it pretty much, it's a good poem. I actually have a website it's here, hosted here at LCC.
Oh, okay.
Through one of our projects. And so whenever I write a poem, I dump it in there, and it's open access, LCC open access.
Oh, wow.
And so a lot of my work is there. I always have to look up my website because I always forget it.
Okay, that's great, though. That's wonderful that you are sharing your work with others. What really lights you up and makes you excited in your life?
What lights me up is my grandchildren, great-grandchildren. It's just like, you get to see the fruit of your efforts, right? I raised 6 children. I love to see the success that they are having, they're sharing, right? And I love to see them raising their children in kind and loving environments. And it's just wonderful. And I love when they interact with me. I got one that'll, when her mama leaves her for a little bit, because she's old enough to stay by herself, but she gets lonely. So she hits up Grandpa, right? And all she wants me to do is watch her. So watch her play Roblox, watch her put makeup on, watch her.
She just wants to make sure you're there.
Yeah, I'm there, I'm watching her. I'm virtual babysitting.
Hey.
Right? So, but it's cool that she calls. Yesterday, she sent there, she says, "What do you think of this, Grandpa?" So she was trying to get her mother to okay something called curtain bangs, and she showed me a picture of what they were. And I says, "I don't know." Well, she says, "Well, this is the note I want to give Mother. I want to send her. So she showed it to me, and she became my writing student, and I was her writing assistant.
Oh, wow.
So I said, well, you're opening with a negative here. Why don't we take those out? Let's see what it sounds like. So she back that out and now go with it. And she goes, oh, yeah, that sounds better. And I says, and let's attach a picture so Mama don't have to guess what you're talking about.
Right.
Now, I don't know what the end result will be.
Oh, my.
Okay.
You left us on a cliffhanger.
I don't know whether she's going to get an okay or not. Okay. But it was a fine piece of writing.
Hey.
Well presented request. Okay. A proposal. Okay. She
Yes.
submitted a proposal to her mom. We'll see. I don't know. The verdict is out. Latino hair and white hair, a little bit different. I don't know. But hey, not my head.
Hey,
right?
you don't have to make that decision.
I don't got to make that decision.
You help support your granddaughter.
That's right. She wants it done. Let her and Mama figure it out.
Wow. I'm going to have to stalk you to find out what happened, if she got to get the cut or not, because I'm invested now. What a life lesson that you have learned the hard way?
The things you say to people that are hurtful, right? Mm-hmm. You wish you can take them back later on, right? You really go, you see the impact. Right. That old saying, right? Tongue can burn down a forest, right? And you kind of live with those little regrets of things you said, shouldn't have said, right? Too late to take them back. The person passes and, there's really no way to make amends, things of that nature. So it's lamentable. Fortunately, it was a long time ago, and I hope that I'm not making those same mistakes. You kind of learn from it. And I still wish that you hadn't said things that are hurtful. You definitely don't want to do them moving forward.
Right. So think before you speak.
Yeah, it's still a good lesson.
Right. Okay. I definitely appreciate that. We got 2 more questions before we're done. One of the questions is, if you had only one sense, hearing, touch, sight, which would you want?
I had to pick hearing because I do have hearing loss.
Oh, okay.
And I feel its impact. At least with hearing, right, you could describe to me what the world looks like, right? Mm-hmm. And fortunately, I have seen at one point, right?
Right.
So if I couldn't see anymore, at least I could hear a good description. And even for feeling part, right? If I could hear your expressions and you could describe to me what suede feels like, or what blue feels like, and make the person stretch a little bit. And but hearing to me is like I said, because I got a little hearing loss.
Right. No, I get it.
You're tired of going to people say, a little frustrated because you go, what was that?
Huh? Yeah, I get that too, because I have to wear hearing aids that I don't wear, so I definitely get it. My last question to you is, because you kind of, you're 71, you're in another career now. What was your first job? What did you do to start out?
My first job was in the 4th grade. Came up poor like a lot of kids. I don't have a monopoly on poverty or poor, okay?
No.
And not in my generation. In fact, in my neighborhood, it was diverse. And the one thing we all had in common was we were all poor. Right? So we didn't know color existed, okay? Yeah, we didn't have that concept.
Economics.
Because we were all brothers and sisters because we were all poor.
Right.
So we all got it, right? And sometimes school lunches were hit or miss. Sometimes mom could afford to pack a lunch, sometimes not. It was, it was just that times. And so one day I didn't take a lunch to school in the 4th grade. And the lunch teacher felt bad, right? So she said, I'll buy you your lunch. Okay, it's cool. I've never had a hot lunch. This is cool.
Wow.
I'll try it. I see people doing it, right? But I've never had one. It was only a quarter. How tough can life be, right?
Right.
But, I was born in 52. I'm in the 5th grade. You do the math.
Yeah.
All right. So, so she buys the lunch for me. But she says, the condition is you have to eat everything on the plate. And, okay. But then I ate everything, and then I got to this one section of the plate, and it was lima beans. But I had never seen a lima bean in my life. I had seen pinto beans, right? I was cool with that. I never saw a lima bean, and it was swimming in this kind of maybe buttery, whatever it was. It was ugly, right?
Yeah.
And I said, I ain't eating that. I ain't eating that. And so I didn't eat it. I just sat there. Evidently, the lunch lady had to let me go because classes, right? This is lunch hour, right? You got to go back to class. And then she said, how would you like it if no one could make you do that? If you could eat what you wanted to and not eat what you didn't, right? How would you like to have the freedom to do that? And I said, yeah, that would be great. And she said, you show up here during lunch and you clean these tables and you get a free lunch.
Oh, wow.
Child labor, right? clean the tables, get a quarter,
Yeah.
right? But it was cool. You know, I cleaned tables till I was a senior in that school.
Really?
And I got a free lunch every time. But in the early years, it was so cool because I could take home all the apples and ice cream cups and fruit that children who had would leave on the tray, had no use for.
Wow, okay.
That would go in the trash. So the lunch lady said, you can have it. So at the end of the day, I'd take home a bag of apples, bag of ice cream cups, bag of oranges. I was a hero when I got home.
Yeah.
That was my first job.
Wow, Cruz, that's amazing. Started in 4th grade, huh? Well, I feel like we learned a lot. We learned a lot about the Learning Commons, which is tutoring. And Cruz, I want to thank you for coming on Who's That Star today. You've been listening to Who's That Star. I'm Lisa A., and you can listen to this episode of Who's That Star and other shows from LCC Connect anytime online at lccconnect.org. Thank you for listening. Catch me next time to find out who's that star.